Hello, and welcome to the more than 300 plus people attending today's webinar. We're excited to have so many folks interested in learning more about mobile. My name is Di Pham, and I'm part of the Google Mobile Ads marketing team. I'm joined here today by Andy Miller, our head of mobile advertising for online sales.
Welcome, everyone.
And Adrian Smith, one of our senior mobile ads account executives.
Hello.
We also have a few of our other mobile colleagues here who will be helping out with questions. We'll save about 15 minutes of Q&A at the end, but if you have a question as we go through the presentation, feel free to type them into the chat window on the right, and one of our colleagues will respond or queue it up for the Q&A at the end. As a last note, we'll be sending this presentation out to all attendees. So let's get started. Today we're going to cover 4 important areas. First, we plan to set the stage and explain mobile's evolution and how it's a major technological and cultural change. Second, we'll get more specific and discuss four key mobile trends that we think have the greatest impact on mobile consumer behavior. Third, we want you to walk away knowing that the mobile opportunity is big, relevant, and material. We'll show how it's affecting industries across the board. And finally, we'll spend most of our time on the 5 things you can do to jumpstart your mobile efforts. For those of you who may have watched our live stream or recording of the Think Mobile presentation last week, the first 3 sections of this presentation will be familiar and a refresher on those topics. However, we've customized the last section for this audience to give you some more specific, practical recommendations that you can use to get started with mobile today. So, mobile is really transforming our lives. We used to have a digital life where we would go online during work and for an hour or 2 while we were at home. Then we would be disconnected and go live our physical lives in the rest of the world. But I suggest that now we live our lives online. We are online. Mobile is allowing us to bring this digital connectivity with us all of the time. It's the connective tissue between these 2 worlds. You don't know the name of the song? What do? Shazam it. You're arguing about trivia while you're out at dinner? Google it. We have access to the world's information at our fingertips all of the time. Mobile phones make us smarter. You know, our CEO, Eric, refers to this as augmented humanity, when we use computers and the internet to be better versions of ourselves. It's a huge shift, and it's transforming how we live our lives, how we shop, how we communicate, and ultimately, how we interact with business. Today, we want to give you a glimpse of what we've learned here at Google about the way mobile is changing how people live, and then walk you through concrete steps for your business to take advantage of these changes. I bet you're wondering who this man is. This is Martin Cooper. He was a VP at Motorola and the inventor of the first portable cell phone. And who was his first phone call to? His rival at Bell Labs. You know what year that was? 1973. The potential of mobile has always been clear. We inherently understood from the very beginning how powerful it is to have a device in our pocket that connects us. But for a long time, mobile didn't deliver on its potential. The fundamental challenge was that the user experience was not what users expected, what they wanted, or even what they needed. Mobile devices simply weren't delivering on its promise. But there's devices and networks and pricing models and lack of compelling content prevented the industry from delivering on the promise and expectations for mobile. You probably remember this phone, the Razr. It was the IT phone just 5 years ago. For me, the Razr embodies the challenges we face as an industry delivering a full media experience. This was a $600 phone when it launched, but it didn't deliver the experience that users wanted. It was far from the smart devices that we have now. But this has changed. The pieces started coming together around 2007 and 2008, setting the stage for mobile to easily come of age now. Ongoing investment in networks, handsets, and more put the telecom industry in a position to deliver better user experiences. But it needed a catalyst, and Apple deserves a ton of credit. The iPhone was the big bang that changed dynamics. Users were waiting for an experience on a mobile phone that just delighted them. Now the world has changed, and this is what we've come to expect. Smartphones have really gone mainstream. Now, not only are devices fast and easy to use, they're cheap and therefore accessible to more consumers. Take this Droid Incredible. It's a top-of-the-line phone available for $99 on Verizon with 3G connectivity. Verizon now has smartphones that users can get for free. But that's not the only piece that's fallen into place. Now there's high-quality, engaging mobile content with the advent of mobile applications and HTML5, and network speeds are fast enough for video and data. So it's not surprising that by the end of this year, over half of Americans will have a smartphone. And get this, half the new internet connections are coming from mobile devices. In fact, in Q4, more smartphones and tablets were sold than PCs. But we all know this from looking at the world around us. We're tied to our phones. They've become an extension of ourselves, and it is indispensable in our lives. We use them while we're sitting at the dinner table with our families, while on the bus, in the bathroom. In fact, we recently did a study of U.S. smartphone consumers and found out that 39% bring it into the bathroom. Is there anywhere left where you don't see someone using their mobile phones? The rise of smart mobile devices is changing user behavior. We see this in the fact that the mobile web is exploding. As smartphone adoption grows, so does the use of the mobile web. People do 50 times more searches on high-end devices than traditional feature phones. So it's not surprising there was a 400% increase in mobile searches over the past year. But this isn't just about new technology being adopted. It's also a cultural change that's affecting how we live our lives on a daily basis. Here on these charts, you can see that desktop searches peak in the morning while mobile searches peak during the evenings and on weekends. These are the times when people are either away from their computers or mostly out and about living their daily lives. And it's these cultural shifts in consumer behavior that get us so excited, because it's major cultural shifts that often represent the biggest and most expansive business opportunities. The constant connectivity means that businesses have an opportunity to engage with customers 24 hours a day. This is an opportunity that simply didn't exist until now. Mobile is bringing with it as many cultural changes as it is technological changes, if not more. Smartphones are virtually always at a customer's side. For better or worse, we use mobile devices all the time. It's deeply personal, it's always on, and it's always with us. Smartphones are almost an extension of ourselves. To leave home without it would be like forgetting to wear shoes. Their size, ubiquity, and cultural acceptance has made them as every bit as natural as a wallet or a purse, and every bit as personal as well. We use them to capture life's moments through the digital cameras and keep in touch with friends. They entertain us through games and videos, as well as help us navigate the world around us. With that, I'll hand it over to Andy to talk more about these key changes in consumer behavior.
Thanks, Di. So here at Google, we've examined the data behind mobile usage and noticed 4 trends we wanted to share with you. First, mobile entertains us. Second, mobile is immediate. Third, mobile is local. And fourth, mobile is an amazing shopping companion that's really blurring the lines between online and offline. Let's spend a little time on each of those. First, mobile is entertaining us, filling the spare 30 seconds or the spare 30 minutes we have in our days. Our mobile devices have become the all-important go-to entertainment whenever we have a minute to kill. Today's smartphones are truly mobile entertainment devices that let consumers connect with their friends, play an astounding variety of games, and watch the full breadth of video the internet has to offer. Mobile is an extremely engaging platform as well. Users are immersed in whatever app or site they're looking at, and the phone itself engages multiple senses. You see, hear, feel, all the games and applications you use. And you can interact with sites and applications like never before, shaking, dragging, and turning your screens. It's not surprising that mobile games have become a cultural phenomenon. As of mid-2010, games are the most downloaded app genre in the U.S. across all platforms, and 65 million minutes of Angry Birds games are played every day. That's almost 125 years of flinging vengeful foul daily that's happening today. But it's not just playing games. We're also watching videos. In fact, do you know what the second largest video site in the world is after YouTube? Turns out it's actually YouTube Mobile. Now YouTube Mobile represents 9% of total YouTube daily playbacks. That's about over 200 million playbacks a day. And it's sticky. 58% of YouTube Mobile users spend more than 20 minutes per visit. But mobile is more than just entertainment. Consumers turn to their phone to solve real problems. For example, on their phones, people are looking for answers that just can't wait. There's an urgency that just isn't found on desktop. Priceline saw this emphasis on immediacy with their mobile strategy. Priceline found that mobile customers behave very differently than what they saw with their desktop users. For the mobile app, hotel shoppers are looking for a room now. They usually have arrived at the location already and are looking for a stay for only one night. And when you look at the numbers, it's very interesting. 82% of mobile consumers booked rooms within 1 day of arrival, as compared to 45% using the PC site. 58% of mobile Priceline customers were within 20 miles of their hotel at the time of booking, and 35% were actually within 1 mile of their hotel. This suggests that customers have already arrived at their destination before making the reservation. And finally, 79% of mobile Priceline customers book stays for only one night, versus 62% for non-mobile Name Your Price hotel customers. By simply creating a way to engage with the customers on mobile, Priceline was able to address an important need and solve a different problem than they do on desktop. The third trend we can look at is that mobile is extremely local. Mobile search is not tied to when we're sitting in front of a computer. And in fact, 1 of 3 mobile searches has local intent. And 95% of smartphone users have looked for local business information. We look for a nearby gas station, a phone number to order a pizza. We look for store hours or inventory status for products we want. Users are looking for tangible products, services, venues that they can immediately access in person. And customers have never been this close, and engagement has never been more natural. When we find the local information, we act on it. After looking up a local business on their smartphone, 61% of users have called the business, and 59% of those users have visited. Local is big. Local is a big component of our mobile search traffic, and we act on local searches. Finally, the last trend is that mobile is really the ultimate shopping companion. A mobile phone is a shopper's new best friend, and it is impacting every part of the purchasing funnel. Shoppers researching the product they want, shoppers are using the phone to check availability and get directions to the closest deal. 79% of smartphone internet users use their smartphones to help with shopping, and 74% have purchased as the result of using their smartphone while shopping. Retailers can embrace this trend, or they can choose to ignore it. I heard a great anecdote from someone who went into Best Buy and saw that the product was cheaper on Amazon. So he went up to the counter, he talked to the sales rep, and said, "Hey, I'm seeing this cheaper on Amazon." And the sales rep had been trained to say, "We'll match the price." Retailers really have to think about how to train their users, how to train their sales force in this new age of empowerment. The user's never offline, and the battle to actually win a customer extends more than just getting the customer inside your doors. You actually have to be with that customer all through the purchasing funnel. So we've gone through the 4 trends. Mobile is entertaining, it's immediate, it's local, and it's really changing the shopping experience. Now I'd like to talk about the scale of the phenomenon. I'm going to show you that mobile is big and relevant and affecting all industries. For example, let's look at consumer electronics. 15% of all queries are mobile in consumer electronics. 15%. This is significant. But we're not just talking about consumer electronics. With restaurants, it's 29.6%. Almost 30% of queries are happening on mobile devices. In beauty and personal, again, around 15%. Finance and insurance, over 15%. Auto, 17%. I have a slide for every vertical that looks very, very similar to these. And I could go through all these all day. Mobile is significant. Mobile is material. But let's also do a reality check. Businesses are far behind the consumer when it comes to engaging on mobile devices. And what happens when these consumers try to find most businesses on mobile? What's their shopping experience really going to be? On the screen right now is an experience that I bet is quite familiar to many of the callers here. I have a good friend that's a Red Sox fan living on the West Coast. The only way he can see Red Sox games is to catch them when they're in town to play. And he has a mobile alert set up to let him know when tickets go on sale. So my friend got an alert when he was in the park with kids, and he clicked to buy, and he was immediately taken to a desktop site that did not work on his phone. It was hard to read and very hard to use. When he ordered the tickets, he had to type in a code to prove that he was not a bot, and then the text box was so far to the right he had to scroll and pan and zoom just to figure out what the code was. Then his phone auto-capitalized the first letter on the code, which made his entry fail. Then the site required him to enter his email address twice, and again failed due to case sensitivity. When he finally submitted his order, it turned out actually he had exceeded the time limit to order, and it sent him back to the beginning of the purchase process. And my friend reacted just like any of us would. He abandoned the transaction on his phone and was frustrated with the brand. This is a motivated consumer and could have been a success for an immediate need-driven commerce, but it became a terrible brand experience and a lost transaction. Unfortunately, this is all too common. It turns out that 79% of large online advertisers do not have a mobile-optimized site. This means that 79% of advertisers are not ready to get their customers to sign them up to allow them to make purchases. And this is a missed opportunity and a terrible brand experience. Does your company have a mobile site for all your brands? Can a user easily get through the purchase funnel on mobile? As I've said, we're seeing 12, 15, even 29% of searches happening on mobile today. Not having a mobile site is like not engaging your customers on Thursdays. So I'm going to hand this over to Adrienne, who's going to take us through some very tactical ideas about what we can do about this.
Thank you, Andy. So we've just heard that the mobile web and app use is skyrocketing, making it critical for advertisers to be present where the mobile audience is. Unfortunately, there's a perception that mobile is hard, which simply isn't true. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do that are advanced, exciting, and take hard work. But there are also simple, foundational things that we can and must do now. To give you a roadmap, we wanted to share 5 things that you can start on now that will build the foundation of your mobile effort. Take these back to your teams. Talk to your company leadership about them. Just get going. You can do these in the next 90 days. So, to get in the game, the first step is to optimize your assets for mobile. When designing a mobile site, put yourself in your customer's shoes. Prioritize what would be important to a customer on the go. For example, look at how AutoNation modified their site for mobile. Navigation is easier to find, and key items like finding a dealer and finding vehicle reviews are front and center. AutoNation is open to their customers on Thursdays. If you haven't already, I encourage all of you to view your site through a high-end mobile device and actually go through the conversion process so that you can experience it from your customer's perspective. If it's impossible or overly difficult to navigate, you know you have some work to do. There's not a single right answer in terms of what a mobile website should look like. There are, however, some best practices that should be considered. Ultimately, you just want to make it as easy as possible for your customers to find what they are looking for and convert. Therefore, you want to avoid making the user scroll a lot vertically or horizontally. Additionally, you may want to consider parting down your options to those that are most popular or relevant based on where the traffic originates from, such as AutoNation did. For lead gen advertisers, a strong mobile page may simply include a form where users can enter an email address so that information can be pushed to him or her later, or even prominently displaying a phone number where the user can easily click to call the business and convert by phone. For advertisers promoting apps, a simple landing page that allows the user to click into the App Store and install the app could be sufficient. In summary, just start thinking about the mobile behavior of your customers and design for it. This does not need to be hard. This does not need to take 6 months. Get a mobile property live in the next 90 days and then start engaging your customers. And ignore the app versus mobile internet debate. This is not a question of either or, but both. Once you have mobile optimized assets, think about how you can really take it to the next level and think local. What does it mean when your customer is local and not tethered to the desktop? Do they engage with you in different ways? Think about how location impacts your business. The impact of local is different for every business, but it does indeed impact each one. Now, Best Buy realized that location played a huge part of their business, so they created an app that customized the experience based on the customer's location through local circulars and store locators. But their app goes beyond this. It is very smart. Best Buy understood that people use their phones to look up information while shopping for electronics, both at Best Buy but also at their competitors. So they created an app that helps users make educated purchasing decisions through product reviews and information. Once the customer has picked up which product to buy, they made it extremely easy to order from Best Buy directly through the app to be picked up at the local store. Customers are researching tens of millions of products every month on the Best Buy app. Best Buy uses this app to learn more about their customers. They can see what customers are interested in before they purchase. They provide this to their vendors to work on pricing, placement, and promotions in real time by store. Best Buy used mobile to get ahead of their competitors and provide true value to users, ultimately driving sales. How can you use local information to provide value for your customers? Now that you're thinking local, the next thing you should think about is what makes mobile unique and how you can use mobile ad features to best take advantage of that. With a smartphone, you have built-in GPS, so it knows your location. Smartphones have cameras, so you can do visual searches, and a microphone, so you can do voice searches. In fact, 20% of mobile searches on Android devices in the United States come from voice searches. We've designed ad formats to take advantage of what's unique to mobile so that customers on the go can easily connect with your business. And what's the number one capability of a smartphone? The fact that you can use it to make calls. Click-to-call ads allow you to add a phone number to your ad and enables users to connect directly to your business and convert over the phone. We're seeing advertisers experience a 6 to 8% average increase in click-through rate when they include a click-to-call phone number. And the great thing is that click-to-call costs the same as a click to your website. And customers who call are often closer to a conversion, so click-to-call provides a lot of value. It's no surprise that click-to-call ads have been extremely popular both with advertisers and with users. Click-to-call ads are generating millions of calls each month. Earlier, I talked about thinking local. One easy way to reach users looking for local business information is to use location extensions. When you have this enabled and a user searches nearby for your business, they can get a hyper-local ad that provides a wealth of information to drive them to your store. Look at this distance marker. We can actually tell the user precisely how close they are to your business. And when the user clicks on the address, they'll see where your business is located on an expandable map. From here, if they click again, they could easily get directions. And of course, they could also just click to call you. Again, we're taking the unique aspects of the mobile device, here's the location signals, and making it useful for consumers to easily find and reach your business. Now, there are some ad formats that you may be familiar with using on desktop, but which we recommend you customize specifically for your mobile ad campaigns. Ad site links enable direct navigation to specific pages of your website. Since navigating on the mobile web can still be difficult, site links for mobile can be especially useful in helping your customers get straight to your desired conversion path. Look at your web analytics and see how your mobile traffic might be different from your online traffic. Are certain pages, products, or content more popular with mobile users? Use this information to help determine what your mobile site links should be. One common example we've seen is to use a site link to a store locator page, since users on the go often search for nearby locations. You can create customized site links for mobile when you set up a separate mobile ad campaign. We've seen a 30% average increase in click-through rates on mobile ads with site links, so this is another great way to increase your mobile ad performance. Now I'd like to turn to some mobile display ads. You heard earlier about growth in apps and mobile web browsing. Now you can reach users when they are most engaged with in-app advertising and banner ads on mobile websites. Here's a banner text ad. In this case, Delta is using it to drive booking conversions. You can also use banner ads to drive awareness and traffic to your website. You can also use the sight, sound, and motion of rich media ads to truly engage and captivate mobile users. You can create deeply interactive experiences, all contained within the ad, such as having a video, a gallery of photos, customizing a product, locating a dealer. And the ad can link to your website, Twitter, or Amazon. With these rich media ads, users can really experience and explore your brand. But a key element to succeeding in mobile is to create separate campaigns for mobile. If you're really serious about mobile and want to get the strongest mobile performance possible, a best practice we always recommend is to create separate campaigns for mobile. Break out your mobile campaigns from desktop and create separate ones that are just targeted to smartphones or mobile devices with full internet browsers. We've seen that advertisers who have done this have experienced, on average, a 11.5% increase in their mobile click-through rate. Why is this? And why is it so beneficial to have separate mobile-specific campaigns? Simply put, when you have a separate mobile-only campaign, you can optimize it specifically for mobile. Here are the benefits of having a mobile-only campaign and some things we recommend you do. First, you'll have more control and visibility into your mobile-specific performance. You're able to get more granular reporting on mobile, which helps you to better optimize. And because your mobile campaigns aren't combined with your desktop ones, you can evaluate and choose the keywords that work best on mobile. Second, with mobile-only campaigns, you'll have a separate budget for mobile and more flexibility to adjust bids and budgets. This is important because on mobile you're competing for 5 ad spots compared to 10 on desktop. Because of the small screen real estate on mobile, your ads really stand out to users. We recommend that you bid more aggressively on mobile to get into the top prominent spots. Last, with mobile-specific campaigns, you can customize your ad creatives for mobile and make better use of those mobile-specific ad features I talked about earlier. Creating targeted messages for mobile consumers by incorporating mobile messaging to your call to action and within your ad text. For example, you might say, request a quote from your phone, or visit our mobile website for details. You can even do device-level targeting to customize your creative further, such as book from your iPhone. And with separate mobile campaigns, you can customize those site links for mobile that I mentioned before and take even better advantage of click-to-call ads. In this example, Roy's Restaurant created a separate mobile-specific campaign and experienced phenomenal results with an 800% ROI. They really are a case study in mobile best practices. Roy's goal was to drive more call reservations and get more customers to the restaurant. They used the hyper-local location extensions in their mobile-only campaigns and optimized their bids and budgets for mobile. This led to a 40% increase in calls and a CPC that was 67% lower than on their desktop ads. Roy started looking at their mobile traffic, tracked mobile independently, broke out their mobile performance from desktop. And by doing this, Roy learned a lot about what works for mobile by testing and experimenting, which brings me to our final recommendation. Test and iterate. Start with the basics. Set up tracking so you know who is visiting your site, what phones they have, and what actions they're taking. Also, make sure to isolate reporting of all mobile media from desktop ones. This will give you the data you need to test and iterate because you'll actually know what's working and what's not. For example, Match.com has been scientific about mobile as a delivery mechanism, tracking usage patterns on mobile independently from desktop. Based on this research, they've made significant changes in their mobile strategies. Match.com originally charged an incremental fee to use the mobile service, but usage data caused them to eliminate the fee and change where the paywall began. Match also has a very quick development cycle, using the knowledge they get from tracking mobile independently to regularly update the mobile site. They are a a 15-year-old company and had optimized the registration flow for the PC web. They had learned the steps to take consumers through and where to draw the line between free and paid. When they launched for mobile, they used their PC model, and by their own account, the experience they built was not right for mobile. But they watched the data, saw what consumers were doing, and kept iterating. They created a feedback loop and used the data to build a flow for mobile. On the back of this, they went from no new registrations on mobile to 2% of registrations on their mobile property as of a year ago. Just 1 year later, January of this year, they have 8% of their registrations on mobile. So to track mobile, test, and iterate, learn from the data. You can then use this data to optimize and improve your sites and campaigns, helping you understand how your customers want to engage with you on mobile. In summary, there are 5 things that you can do now to jumpstart your mobile strategy. Tailor your assets for mobile to create a positive experience for your users. Think about how location can affect how customers want to engage with you. Take advantage of the power of mobile by using mobile-specific ad features. Optimize for mobile performance by creating separate mobile-only campaigns. And test and iterate. Get started, learn quickly, and evolve your marketing practices. You can do these 5 things in the next 90 days. Start tomorrow, get going, there's no reason to wait, and of course, we are here to help. And with that,